None to be able to hinder progress, says Prime Minister. DCs and SPs will have to ensure smooth polls, says CEC. 12 arrested for subversive acts during Hartal and seized. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. Good evening, viewers. I am Nafisa Nawal with English Bulletin. None to be able to hinder irresistible progress of the country. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made the remark in her address after inaugurating Mrityunjay Square in capital's Bijoy Soroni on Friday morning. The young generation will lead future smart Bangladesh. Today's Bangladesh is a changed Bangladesh, she added. Her younger sister Sheikh Rehana, Army Chief General SM Shofiuddin Ahmed, public representatives and high officials from the government were present at the inaugural. Later, flanked by a group of children, the Prime Minister went around the Mrityunjay Square. Members of Bangladesh Army have built the square. A sculpture of Bangabandhu that resembles his ever-confident leadership has been placed in the square. Besides, the histories of our great language movement and liberation war have been depicted on the 7 walls of the square. Chief Election Commissioner Qazi Habibul Awal has cautioned DCs and SPs to see that people's freedom to cast vote freely does not get hindered. The CEC gave the directive while addressing the second phase of training of field-level officials for upcoming polls in capital's Agargaon on Friday. He said it is the responsibility of the field-level administration to make the polls smooth. Commission wants the polls to be free, fair and peaceful, not by exercising power and strength. Polling responsibility will have to be discharged, realizing the importance of the polls. Any propaganda can be suppressed through ensuring transparency of the polls, the CEC added. Twelve people have so far been arrested for subversive acts during Hartal and seized. Police claimed these people were engaged in arson attacks in exchange of money. Additional Commissioner of Dhaka Metropolitan Police, Dr. Khandakar Mohiuddin, made the disclosure at a briefing at DMP Media Centre on Friday morning. He said these people have been arrested from 12 spots of the capital. A total of 64 vehicles have been set ablaze and vandalized from October 29. He added. The Additional Commissioner of DMP said it has become difficult to identify the anarchists as they set ablaze vehicles in disguise. Still, then it had been possible to resist many incidents of subversive act due to alertness of the police, he added. BNP and its allies have hands in workers' unrest at ready-made garments factories. Army League General Secretary Obadul Qadir made the remark at a joint meeting of the party in capital's Bangabandhu Avenue on Friday. He called upon the workers not to get misguided through instigation and rumours and join the work. The Army League leader said the country and the workers themselves will be affected if they get misguided. The Army League General Secretary said move against the government is taking place in home and abroad. Condemning BNP, he said, failing in October 28 movement, they are now engaged in sudden attacks in a last bid to oust Sheikh Hasina. The democracy of the country is facing a tough challenge. Army League General Secretary Obadul Qadir made the remark after paying tribute at Shohid Nur Hussain Square in capital's Gulistan, marking Shohid Nur Hussain Day on Friday. He said democracy is now facing challenge from radical evil forces, militant and anti-democracy forces. Failing in movement, BNP is now engaged in arson terrorism. They do not want democracy and polls. Their movement, detached from the people, is now in crisis. Nur Hussain's death was the turning point of anti-autocracy movement. The progress of democracy is moving on, crossing different hurdles. The democracy is not flawless in anywhere around the world, he added. Bangladesh Khilafat Andolon has called upon the Muslims around the world to save the Palestinians. The call was made from a demonstration procession brought out from National Mosque Baitul Mukarram after Jummah prayer. The protesters chanted slogans condemning brutal genocide of unarmed Palestinians by Israel. They also demanded aiding Palestine by sending troops if necessary and called upon the global community to render humanitarian support. The procession that began from Baitul Mukarram ended at the same venue after parading through Nightingale intersection. Bangladesh will face Australia in their last match of the group in ICC Men's World Cup. The match will start at Bangladesh time 11 a.m. on Saturday. The Tigers' dream of making it to the semi-final has already been shattered. Now they are eyeing ensuring berth to 2025 Champions Trophy. To do that, they will have to finish the World Cup campaign by remaining among top 8 teams. After winning the first match against Afghanistan, they lost 6 consecutive matches. Finally, they were able to register their second win in the World Cup by beating Sri Lanka in their 8th match. Now they are in a daunting task to beat Australia to ensure qualification for Champions Trophy. However, statistics speaks in favour of the Aussies. Tigers have only one win against Australia from 19 encounters. Losing skipper Saqib Al Hassan due to finger injury has added extra pressure on the team. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Guardians to rally on November 24 want cancellation of curriculum. Israel has no intention to rule Gaza, says Netanyahu. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. A platform of Guardians Shommilito Shiksha Andolon has called a rally of the Guardians at the Central Shohid Minar on November 24, demanding cancellation of new education curriculum. The Guardians announced the program from a press conference at Dhaka Reporters Unity in capital Segun Baghicha on Friday. Placing 8-point demand, the Guardians termed the new education curriculum lame and immature. They alleged it is only teaching the children to become cunning and compelling them to tell lie. The curriculum is contrary to national education policy, they added. News around the world. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu suggested earlier this week that Israel would be responsible for Gaza's security indefinitely, drawing pushback from the United States, Israel's main ally. Speaking on Fox News on Thursday, the Israeli Prime Minister said, "We don't seek to conquer Gaza, we don't seek to occupy Gaza, and we don't seek to govern Gaza." Netanyahu said a civilian government would need to take shape in the territory, but Israel would make sure the Hamas attacks like that of October 7 do not repeat. Israel has agreed on a 4-hour humanitarian truce in northern Gaza every day. Thousands of Palestinians have already started to evacuate from northern Gaza. 243 Palestinians and 2 Israeli troops were killed in fresh conflict. More than 10,000 Palestinians and 1,400 Israelis got killed since October 7.
However long it takes, but
Hundreds of journalists protested U.S. newspaper The New York Times, accusing its biased reporting in Israeli aggression in Gaza. The pro-Palestinian demonstrators occupied the lobby of The New York Times on Thursday and demanded an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Thousands marched through Midtown Manhattan to protest Israel's attack in Gaza. A small group of demonstrators, writers' bloc led by media workers, entered atrium of Times building around 5 p.m. local time. They were carrying banners calling for ceasefire. They read of the names of thousands of Palestinians, including at least 36 journalists whose deaths have been confirmed since the war began. They are scattered editions of a mock newspaper, The New York War Crimes, charging media with complicity in laundering genocide. Besides, called on Times editorial board to publicly back ceasefire. Meanwhile, another media, The Washington Post, has come under controversy for publishing racist cartoons about Arabs and Palestinians. It has accused of trying to portray Palestinians as inhuman. Two-time Pulitzer winner Michael Ramirez has drawn it. Thousands of minor earthquakes have raised fears in Iceland of a possible volcanic eruption. Due to eruption fears, Icelandic Met Office IMO announced precautionary closure of the famed Blue Lagoon in the southwestern Reykjanes Peninsula with some other sites. IMO said 5 magnitude earthquake detected shortly past midnight on Thursday in Fagradalsfjall volcanic area. It is around 30 kilometers from the capital Reykjavik. In 24 hours to midday on Thursday, 1,400 tremors have been detected. Volcano eruptions occur when magma molten rock rises to the Earth's surface from deep below it. Magma was accumulating at a depth of around 5 kilometers northwest of Thorbjorn mountain. It is concentrated in southwestern Reykjanes Peninsula. It remained dormant for 800 years before a 2021 eruption. Blue Lagoon is easily visible from the mountain. Heightened geological activity led by precautionary closure of Blue Lagoon with other sites. The Blue Lagoon will remain closed till November 16. A team of U.S. surgeons in New York has performed the world's first transplant of an entire eye. The procedure, widely hailed as a medical breakthrough, as scientists see hope in this. Eduardo Rodriguez led the groundbreaking surgery. Aaron James, 46 years old, suffered extensive injuries, including the loss of his left eye for electric shock in June 2021. The surgery involved removing part of the face and whole left eye, including its blood supply and optic nerve of a donor, and grafting them onto James. Transplanting an entire eye has long been a holy grail of medical science. Researchers have had some success in animals where they have restored partial vision. It's never before been performed in a living person. Rodriguez said it is uncharted territory and they are looking forward to exploration. Retinal ophthalmologist Vaidehi Dedania said the transplanted eye appears very healthy. However, it is yet unknown whether James will ever see through the donated eye. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. None to be able to hinder progress, says Prime Minister. DCs and SPs will have to ensure smooth polls, says EC. 12 arrested for subversive acts during Hartal and Siege. Guardians to rally on November 24 want cancellation of curriculum. Israel has no intention to rule Gaza, says Netanyahu. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.